It's great to have you on the show. You work for We7 and you also do some work for UK Music. What's your role within We7?
For We7, I'm the PR manager, so I implement PR strategies and work within the marketing department to promote We7 to users and talk about it to the press, that kind of thing.
Yeah. For listeners who might not have heard of We7 as of yet, can you explain what the service is in a nutshell?
Yeah, our service it's a free music streaming service funded by advertising, and artists get paid for every stream played on We7. We even pay unsigned artists that make it onto the site. So, yeah. And it was founded by Peter Gabriel in 2007.
The numbers at the moment are fantastic. I mean, the growth has been amazing. And you just announced that the company has reached 2 million unique users last month, which is amazing considering that just a few months ago it was only about 600,000. What are the size features that you think users appreciate most and kind of get to play with the most?
Well, I think a really unique thing about We7 that other streaming sites don't have is the facility to share music really easily by email and within widgets on other people's sites. So 1 million of our unique users come from the site itself. We have 1 million unique visitors to the site itself each month, and we also have 1 million unique visitors via our media partners. So that's The Guardian, the Daily Mirror, The Sun, NME.com, and various others that we've worked with.
That's great. So the media partners you have, do they basically provide links to the tracks from their site that are actually powered by you, basically?
Yeah, exactly. We've done some exclusive album listening parties. We did Jarvis Cocker's album with The Guardian, which worked really well, and they embedded a widget into their site so listeners could listen to the album and then create their own reviews, which was a really nice interactive feature.
Oh, cool. And in your experience at the moment, do you think the labels have completely embraced the ad-supported model, or do you still find some resistance at points?
I think for streaming, yes. The labels approach us with exclusive album listening parties to promote via We7, and we provide integrated marketing and PR solutions for them as well with that. So I think, that they really like it. Occasionally with Florence and the Machine, for example, this weekend, we had the album to stream for the weekend exclusively on We7, and then it's been taken away from the site for a week while people buy the album either physically or via download, and then we'll have it back to stream again. So
yeah. And in that case, do you approach your partners to find the most suitable maybe partnership to do the exclusive with, or how does that part work?
If we have the exclusive, then we can use any partner we want, so we can select them in that way. Sometimes the partner will be approached to run the exclusive, so the label will pick a media partner and they'll use We7 as the vehicle to promote it. Yeah. It just depends from deal to deal, really.
The UK Collection Society, PRS for Music, has recently slashed the mechanical rates that you had to pay to content owners per stream. And do you see this as a positive step towards the profitability of the service as well?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic that the PRS have taken such a major step forward in helping new digital services like this. And obviously for We7 it's great, and I think it really shows that the bridge between music and technology is closing. Yeah. So I think that's a major step forward to show that the music industry is understanding technology companies and understanding their consumers as well.
Yeah. I was wondering, is the service limited to the UK at the moment? Because I haven't tried it abroad yet, but I have been using it here for a few months.
Yeah, it's a UK-based service, and the majority of our deals are for UK streaming. Yeah. And this is good with respect to our advertisers because we can really focus, and it's very targeted advertising for our brands. So.
Yeah, it's a similar approach to Spotify. They tried a few different markets, but they really found that concentrating on single countries is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, I think the UK now really understands streaming music and really appreciates it. I think it's always difficult for a UK company to branch out when they're still growing.
Yeah. And We7, I mean, a few months ago, I remember hearing that a lot of the streaming services had a kind of over 20, even over 25 average demographic. Do you have any idea as to whether that's coming down, whether the word is spreading?
We've got quite an even split. I mean, definitely between male and female, we've got 40% female, 60% male, which is quite unusual. Most of our female listeners are probably 14 to 24-year-olds. And the male users are a bit of a more even split. So, 60% of our users are a more even split, anywhere up to kind of from 14 to 70, really. So,
and in terms of the advertising part of it, we all know that this year has been a huge recession year, and the budgets have shrunk for advertising. But that is not necessarily true in case of online spending. How do you find brands reacting to your service, and do they like the feedback that they get from it?
I think because of our high dwell time, users are on our site for on average 30 minutes, which is really unusual. It's something very special for brands because they get so many opportunities to display their adverts. I think it's between 30 and 40 ad impressions per visit, so that's something really, really positive with We7, and I think music is something that sticks people to a site. And also because of our pervasive player, as they flick around the site, they stay with the tunes that they've picked, so they tend to stay on longer and they're obviously in front of the ads for all that time.
Sure, exactly. And are you planning to make some sort of subscription available, or are you going to stick with the advert-based for now?
We do have a subscription model in the pipeline, and it will be a tiered service. We're going to announce something on that later this year.
Oh, okay, cool. And mobile seems to be playing an important role for music streaming services, and we have all seen the numbers of Pandora skyrocket after they released their iPhone application. Are you planning to support mobile of any kind anytime soon, or?
Yeah, we announced that we built an iPhone application at the Music Week conference a few weeks ago. And so it's developed and it's a working model, but we haven't released it yet. And we've also got the same, we've got Google Android application, we're working on that in our labs now.
Oh, that's cool, it's fantastic. And that will be advert based as well.
We're still discussing how this works. I mean, it may be cached playlists. We've got to finalise that, and we're not announcing anything at the moment.
Thanks. Do you think that because a lot of the albums, especially of major artists, are being leaked anyway at the moment, they don't really have the paranoia anymore of having a pre-release stream? They don't worry that much about whether the album is going to end up online or not?
From the experience, I've been talking to various groups on this who do file share music, and they don't really seem to consume that much leaked music. But obviously, as soon as it does become digital, they do P2P it. So I think that's probably made it a bit less scary for record companies. And they're quite pro streaming because they get paid per play.
And plus, I mean, the service you provide also seems to be taking away a lot of the traffic from the peer-to-peer networks, because music is so readily accessible that people don't really see the need anymore to go and download it while they can access it online.
There are a lot of disadvantages with P2P. I think viruses are a big detractor, and also just the fact that ISPs have been sending out letters threatening to cut off people's internet connections. That's obviously pushed streaming sites higher and made them a lot more popular. You've
had quite a few major artists doing pre-releases on We7, pre-release streams on We7, and you also have quite a few coming up. Can you tell us a bit about the history of the site and what's in the future?
I mean, it all really started with the Depeche Mode exclusive Sounds of the Universe, and we did that in partnership with NME. Then we went on to stream Further Complications by Jarvis Cocker with The Guardian. We also had Little Boots, Hands, and Gossip, Music for Men. And coming up, we've got Reverent and the Makers, French Kiss and the Chaos. And we've also got The Twang's new album.
Yeah. And do you have any feedback from the bands in regards to the streams? Are they happy about it?
Yeah, really happy. Especially Green Day 21st Century Breakdown went really, really well. We had a big competition to win signed merchandise. The fans were really excited about it. So yeah, it created a real buzz around the album launch.
It's great because with the kind of very quick decline of MySpace, it seems like more and more bands are looking for alternative channels to do the pre-release streams as opposed to the usual MySpace that a lot of people used to do before.
Yeah, well, I think MySpace can be a little bit confusing because there's so much on there now.
Yeah.
With We7, artists like Green Day have done a site takeover.
Yeah.
Where they take our ad inventory and their albums are very, very prominent on the site.
Well, it looks like it's all going really well for We7, and with the mobile applications in the work, possible subscription service coming up, then you really seem to have a lot of...
Yeah, it's a really exciting time for us.
Yeah, and hopefully in the next 6 months we'll be able to talk again and see what's happened.
Yeah, catch up with what's gone on.
That's great, thank you.